Okay, Sean Couturier, how long have you been skating at the skate zone?
Well, since last week, since Phase 2 opened, I've been there every day, and I've probably been skating, it's probably my 6th or 7th time now, I guess, in 2 weeks.
All right. How does it feel to be back on the ice in these small groups in Voorhees?
Well, first, it's nice to be out there and get some ice, get back familiar with the practice facility. Obviously, it's not easy being split into groups of 5, 6 out there. So the drills are a little tougher, and it's tough to go for long practices. But it is what it is. We're adapting ourselves and getting ready to resume the play here.
All right. Do you think it will be difficult to get back that momentum that the Flyers had before this pause?
Well, I think obviously everyone that made the sort of playoffs or play in is starting on the same ground. I don't think there's much momentum going into, because it's been a while we haven't played, but I think it's going to be important to just get a good training camp in, work hard, try to get better, and try to get at our peak as quick as possible, and just get going from where we were. We played some of the best hockey in our season, and it's going to be important to kind of find that same level of play early.
Can you compare this restart to the start of a new season? Do you find it more difficult than the other, or are they similar?
I think it's different for sure. There's so many unknowns. There wasn't any really set dates to when we were coming back. Usually, around what date training camp starts, and you're getting ready for an 82-game season. Whereas now you didn't really know if we were going to resume the season, jump into playoffs, or just cancel and get ready for next season. So there was a lot of unknowns, a lot of adaptation within the training and staying in shape and getting ready to resume. But it is what it is. Everyone's in the same situation, so it's just important to take responsibility and be ready.
All right, what do you think of the round robin touring and the playoff format in general?
Well, for us, the round robin is a great thing, especially I think we're seated 4th, so we can only move up in the standings and in our seating. So for us, it's a nice situation to be playing for. I can understand some other teams kind of disappointed and have to win some games to kind of keep their number 1 seed or number 2 seeds. But I mean, in the situation we are, in the conditions we are, all the unknown in life, I think it is what it is, and it's what's best, I guess, for this kind of situation.
And last question, Sean, you were a bona fide contender for the Selke. What does it mean for you to even be considered for this award, and what would it mean to win it?
Well, just to be considered is obviously already a great honor. I think it's a trophy that kind of the award that it's players that are solid in all areas of the game, and it's something I try to take pride into my game. Be solid, offensively, but also defensively, and take pride in that side of the game. And it definitely would mean a lot if I'd win. But just to be mentioned, with other guys for that award, it's already pretty flattering.
Speaking with Ivan Provorov, we know it's only been a very small group, but how does it feel to finally get back on this skate zone ice with some familiar faces?
Yeah, it's been great, to get back to the practice facility that we used to skate and work out, and see some of the guys come in and spend some time together at the rink, talk and just catch up. It was definitely great, and I guess feels a little bit more real that hockey's almost back.
During the pause, you skated on a private small sheet of ice in Wilkes-Barre. Did this help keep the rust off, or was there any rust to begin with?
It definitely helped. I didn't really feel rusty. I was lucky enough that I was able to keep skating and try not to lose any strides. So, and I think the practice here over the past week and a half now have been great, and definitely helping to get back to the game shape, and hopefully more guys are gonna come back soon, and we'll get more of team practices and stuff like that.
Okay, the Flyers had some strong momentum right before the pause. Do you think this will be easy or difficult to carry over once the season starts up?
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate how and when the season was paused. We were definitely rolling. Like I said before, it was definitely the best hockey I've been a part of in 4 years I've been here, and hopefully it doesn't take us a long time to get back to that. I think the 3 weeks of team practices that we're going to have are definitely going to help, and hopefully we're going to come back with the same way we played and the same confidence, and hopefully we don't lose a beat.
All right, in whatever hub city will be playing it, what do you think it'll be like living in a bubble once this all starts?
I think it's definitely going to be different. A little weird. Being away from family and friends for that long. But I think the guys are used to being on the road. Let's just say it'd be one long road trip that we are going to be a part of, and but I know the league and the NHLPA are doing everything that they can to make the environment for us as the best possible. So even on the days off, hopefully we'll be able to kind of get away from hotel a little bit and maybe watch a movie or just hang out with the guys, and so we don't feel trapped. So I think it would be different, but I think it would be exciting, and just however many days we're going to be there is just hockey and the boys. That's it.
And last question: what do you think about the round robin tourney and the playoff format in general?
I think this is probably the best possible way to go about it with the time that we have. I think there are so many teams close to the playoffs, and there is still a decent amount of games left in the regular season. So I think this is the best format possible, and everyone's just going to try to make the best of it.
Speaking with Joel Farabee. Joel, compare trying to restart the season now to restarting after having a summer off. Does it seem similar, or is it more difficult?
I think it's maybe just a little more difficult just because you have less time to prepare. Usually you have the whole summer to prepare, and usually you have a plan. Kind of right now, I think we're just kind of going with the flow and trying to get back into shape. Obviously we have a few guys at the skate zone, working out every day now, so it's good to see that. And I know that when the season does resume, we'll be ready.
What's the most challenging part about trying to regain the momentum the team had built?
Yeah, I mean, you play, however many games we played, and you get that chemistry, you get that flow, and then the season goes on pause. So I think the biggest thing is just trying to get that chemistry back and get the flow going again. But I'm pretty confident in all our guys that we can do that pretty well.
Your impressions of the round robin tourney?
Yeah, I personally, I think it's a good idea. Obviously, it's tough, with everything going on to make everyone happy. But I think it's a good format for what it is, and I'm excited to go through it. It's obviously something we've never done before, but I think it'll be a pretty cool experience.
And last question: how important is it to advance from a fourth seed to a higher seed?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That would be huge. If you can, acquire that first seed, that's obviously your goal. But, I think we've put ourselves in a pretty good spot already, and hopefully, if we with a few good skates and get those games under our belt, I think we'll be rolling once it actually starts.
Thanks, Joel. That's it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. We're speaking with Nicholas. Nicholas, when did you arrive?
I arrived last Tuesday.
And when did you first time on the ice?
I skated on Friday after I got tested for the COVID, and then this week is my first week of full training.
And great. How was it being on the ice with some familiar faces?
It was unreal. I missed the boys. I missed skating with them. It was good practicing, hard practice, getting ready for the camp.
All right. What was your biggest adjustment going from the Phantoms to the Flyers?
You talking about last year?
Yes. Yes.
And then I spent almost 4 years in the AHL, perfecting my game. I think I was ready since last 2 years, and I didn't get my chance. And this year, I'm really glad I got the chance to play with the team. I got some good ice time, and I think I took the best of my opportunity.
Do you feel that you're in the NHL to stay now?
It's hard to say that because I only played half the season, but for sure I'll see after the playoffs. Hopefully, I want to make a statement into those playoffs, get my spot for next year, and yeah.
You made the most of your fourth line minutes. Was there any point that made you feel like you belonged?
I mean, like physically, and like I think I've been there for a while, but having like the fans in the offense that I used to have, like more like towards junior. I mean, it was harder for me in the AHL to stand out. I mean, and I feel like in the NHL it's easier to like focus on one task and focus on one job, and then just do simple stuff, and then like look good on the ice for that.
All right. Moving on, the Flyers had some strong momentum before the pause. Do you think this will be easy or difficult to carry over once this season starts back up?
That's a good question. I think a lot of our players are naturally gifted. That's going to for sure be a plus for us to the playoffs. Like, I mean, a lot of guys don't take just take a few months or like a few weeks to get back in shape and get ready to be intense as playoffs are. So I'm counting on that, and I know that their coach are going to be on us. And even though it's not like a thing where they have like experience, but I feel like our coach are going to be for sure ready and make the team ready.
Perfect. What do you think about, how do I say this, about living in a bubble once the season starts? We're going to be, in one hub city, and, it's going to be pretty private. What do you think about that?
Throughout my career, I mean, I've already been on a bubble. I've played 7 hours from my hometown with in a small town, not even much to do. So I mean, for sure, I'm going to bring my Xbox and my deck of cards to play with the boys. But I mean, I'm kind of excited for that, just to get back in that hockey environment.
And last question, what do you think about the round-robin tournament and the playoff format in general?
That's a really good idea. So we can see and we can adjust our game, because it would have been bad if I think that all the other team has games throughout the first round, and then we get there cold or without playing any games. So I really think it's going to be emotional, and it's going to be a good rivalry.